Alexa, play some music.
Here's a playlist you might like. Drake and More on Amazon Music.
Drake? Nah, that ain't something I'm gonna like. What's up, guys? Jamar Dawson from Dawson Adventures. Hope you're having a great day today. And what I wanted to talk about was the Amazon Fire 4K Toshiba 55-inch TV. This is one of the best TVs, in our opinion, that you could buy. It's a great budget TV. It is great as far as features, free options, and a couple of extras that I'll get to at the end of the video. But I have another smart TV. I have a couple of TVs in the home, but this is one of the ones, if I could just buy one smart TV, I'd have one to rule them all. If you are a family or a couple, or you just wanted something that gives you a lot of flexible options, this is the TV that I would choose. Let's go ahead and get into the details. The Toshiba 50-inch 4K UHD TV is a modern smart television that's a streaming-centric device in the 50-inch class. This particular model competes with other mid-range options like the TCL 5 series, the Vizio E series, and the Insignia 4K FireTV, to name a few. While I purchased this TV for about $300 at Best Buy, I've seen deals as low as $269 on Amazon.com. It features extremely low input lag, a 60 Hz refresh rate, and deep uniform blacks, making it excellent for viewing video content and even sufficient for casual gaming. It's one of the two brands that carry the Amazon Fire TV moniker, which means it uses Amazon's Fire TV operating system along with being supercharged with the Alexa assistant. One thing I can say about this TV is that it is reasonably bright. So we're in a bedroom here and we got, the windows are like facing this way, the bed's facing this way, and the TV's right here. So it's right in the same plane of intersecting the rays of light. There you go. Well, the crazy thing is, you really need a bright TV to be able to kind of compensate for the brightness coming in. This TV is relatively bright that I've found. And the funny thing is, it's almost about 3 o'clock here in the fall/winter time. So the sun is getting real low, kind of coming in harshly. And as you can tell, it's bright enough to where you can really see everything that you need to see on here. The sound on this TV is pretty reasonable. It's much better than what I would have expected. Let's go ahead and do a quick demo of the sound. So I don't know how this is going to show up. This is of one of my wife's favorite shows, all time CSI Miami. And let's just see how it sounds on video. So I'm talking at the same volume as I was before. I only turned it up about 1/4 of the way, okay? So let me go ahead and get it. I don't want to get any copyright strikes or anything like that against me. But as you're able to tell, it went up pretty high. I went up to about 1/4 of the volume just then, and it had a lot more to give. So as far as sound-wise, if you don't get a sound bar, you're going to be okay. That's not something that you're going to be at a major loss for if you don't buy. The remote, or the changer that some of y'all East Coast folks may call it, is excellent. It's simplistic, well-weighted, and features shortcuts to very popular applications on the front. Compared to the interface between my TCL 6 series remote and this TV, this one is far superior when it comes to responsiveness. Also, as long as you're in front of the TV, you could point the remote in almost any direction and this TV will pick up the inputs. It's pretty energy efficient too, as we've owned the TV for a couple of months now and haven't had to change the AAA batteries once. Lastly, the remote has a microphone built in so you can control the TV via Alexa. We'll get to that in a second though. So, as I might have touched on before, this thing is packed with features. You have movies, you got TV, you could rent films. It breaks things up from live shows here. If you have a cable subscription or any type of subscription, say you have a subscription to Disney Plus or subscriptions obviously to things like YouTube TV, Amazon Prime, Netflix. You could just sign in your account and you're good to go. Not a lot of extra steps required. If you just want to see local stuff, you just plug an antenna into the back, put your antenna in a decent place where it gets reception and you're good to go to get local things. As I might have mentioned before, there's music. It talks to you, it gives you a little detail on what to do with Alexa and how to get started with that. So really good helpful guides there. So much available for you as the consumer that you get a benefit from with this TV. Unlike some of the other smart TVs out there, the applications that are available to you, I think are almost, if not first place, it's close to the top 3 as far as availability. Some TVs like to lock down what apps are available. Well, this gives you a whole lot of freedom. You could download a web browser if you want. You could download a games browser if you want. You could download wallpapers just to have in the background when the TV's like in a sleep mode after it's been inactive for a little while. You could download different utilities, ES File Explorer for Files Manager. I had this on my cell phone. Alexa, play some music.
Here's a playlist you might like. Drake and More on Amazon Music.
Drake? Nah, it ain't something I'm gonna like. With an Amazon Fire TV, you get the full functionality of the Alexa application at your disposal. Unlike non-Amazon Fire devices that only give you limited access to things like volume control and switching inputs, Fire TVs have a fully unshackled version of Alexa. There are several built-in applications for Alexa, but you could push things even further and download skills to your Alexa account on your computer or smartphone. To control Alexa on this TV, you either need to use the built-in microphone on the remote or pair your smartphone with the TV and use the Alexa app there. Here's some cool Alexa commands that's built into this Fire TV. Alexa, what's the weather?
In Canton, it's 53 degrees Fahrenheit with mostly cloudy skies. Today, you can look for intermittent clouds with a high of 53 degrees and a low of 34 degrees.
Show me a quick dinner recipe.
Okay, for dinner that takes less than 30 minutes, here's a few recipes, and lots more.
Alexa, make a shopping list for me.
What should I add?
Macaroni and cheese.
Turkey cheese added to your shopping list.
Okay, I want turkey added to my shopping list. Turkey cheese.
Turkey added to your shopping list.
Add some collard greens to my shopping list.
I've put collard greens on your shopping list.
Add stuffing to my shopping list.
I've put stuffing on your shopping list.
What's the news of the day?
Experience news reimagined on Fire TV. Free news customized by you. A single destination to watch short news clips from top news providers.
So there you have it, folks. There is a whole lot of functionality packed therein with Alexa, a whole lot more than I went through today. So just Google it, watch some YouTube videos. I'm sure that if you go to Amazon's website and explore Alexa skills and things that you can do with it, you'll find almost an innumerable amount of things that you can use Alexa to assist you with. Now, let me tell you guys the real reason I bought this TV. Alexa, show front cam.
Okay.
So this is the bread and butter right here. We have Wise cams set up throughout our house, and this is just one of them that is going to show up in a few seconds. But as you can see, that just took about 5 to 10 seconds to pull up. You get great quality. You see the front of our house. I know the contrast and stuff is kind of weird because of the video placement, but you can see it's even trying to track these clouds up here. If we're sitting in bed and we hear something crazy out front, I can say, hey Alexa, show front cam, show rear cam, show left cam, show garage cam, or whatever camera I need to say. But more importantly than all that even, once the little twins get here and we're sitting in bed and we're tired and we just put them in and we hear a cry or a thud or something crazy, we say, Alexa, show baby room, and boom, it'll pull the baby room up. We can take a look at the babies, make sure everything's okay, instead of running in there every 10, 15 minutes to check on them. So this was really the main takeaway. This was the final convincing factor for me to get this. And I think that if you're someone who has cameras, it's not only Wisecam that supports several cameras, just make sure the camera that you buy is supported by Alexa. Because it's an Amazon Fire TV, its foundation is an Amazon Fire experience. Typical Amazon fashion, it's mostly based around rows with different things, which kind of works. It actually does. I didn't know if I was going to like it at first, but it actually does work. It does a really good job with making proper suggestions and things like that for you. Like I said, you have a section for where a lot of your apps are, but dropped in there is majority Amazon related things, which is a pro and a con to some degree. The settings are pretty good. Like I said, you could add apps very easily. Breaks things down into different categories, featured apps, games, and then you could go into other different subsets of stuff. If you have Amazon Prime, you can get free games, and I'm not talking about video games, I'm talking about sports games like, the Seahawks and was it the 49ers or whatever were on the other night, and I watched a little bit of that game. The Browns played the Steelers, I watched a little bit of that game because it was free, and so there's so many different free things it offers you. Of course, with all electronics, there are some cons. Let's go ahead and dive into some of those. One of the big cons is actually one of the pros that I just mentioned, and that is because it is an Amazon Prime video experience. Things are kind of categorized in these rows. Let's say you're all the way down here, but you want to go back up to the settings. Well, you have to either go all the way up till you get up to this top screen up here, or what you could do that I found works a lot is just hit the home button. You'll go back to the home, and since settings is right at the top, boom, that's how you can get there pretty quickly. So that's what I've used a lot, but that is one of the things I would say is a con. Another con is that this isn't the prettiest TV that you're going to see on the market. There's a lot of plastic, it's thicker, it's not very thin compared to some of these really nice high dollar 4K, ultra high definition, QLED, OLED. It's not as thin as some of those, but it's still a 4K picture. That's the thing I had to tell myself. It's not a beauty contest. We're putting this in our bedroom. We're primarily looking at it straight, looking at it to the side. Isn't that big of a deal? It's not that heavy. It's actually lighter than I would have expected for as bulky as it is. But the bezels aren't that bad. The corner from the edge of the screen to the edge of the TV aren't very thick. It's just the depth is kind of thick. But if that's really not a big deal for you, then that's not really a really big con. Yeah, it doesn't look the greatest. The plastic is just straight black, and the inputs where you plug in your cable or your HDMI, etc., just doesn't look the greatest. But then again, why do you really care? If you're just looking at the screen, there's really no frills, as you could tell. It's just a really nice, straight up, you see the screen, there's not a lot of extra crazy stuff going on. Everything's really responsive, as we covered before. That shouldn't be that big of a deal to you. Not big of a deal to me, but that is a con if you are a fashionista or whatever it's called, if you really want something pretty. So in closing, the Toshiba 50-inch 4K TV is an amazing bargain for those looking for a modern streaming-centric TV. Families with children will enjoy this device not only because it does a good job of categorizing kid-friendly content based on the account, parents can also lock down purchases and explicit content fairly easily. Keep in mind, you will need an Amazon Prime membership to really take advantage of some of the offerings of this device. However, Amazon still gives you plenty of access to some of its subscription-based services for free, but you may have to sit through a few ads every now and then. Overall, this TV is a great option for those not looking for a top-tier device with premium specifications, but still demand a solid build quality, smart home integration via Alexa, a vast array of available apps, and an easy-to-use graphical interface. I've been pleasantly surprised with this Amazon Fire TV and wouldn't hesitate to recommend it to you with a grade of an A-. I hope you enjoyed this review. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. Thanks, God bless, and we will see you guys very soon. Take it easy. Peace.